My name's Melissa. Hi, my name's Shalacia.
It's our 4th episode today. Keeping up with Canada TV, we have a special, beautiful panel of ladies decoding for the guys. Our first question. I know you're very intelligent and very strong-minded. What's your take on your boyfriend having female friends?
Ooh. I say have female friends. I don't know. I'm like, who am I to tell you who your friends are? And it's like, if that's somebody who really cares for you and like treats you well, have that friend. But if it's somebody who's like out for their own agenda and they're really trying to overstep boundaries, that's when there's an issue.
I agree.
I agree.
Here's what I found on the issue with female friends is that, not that I'm judging anyone, but a lot of guys, when it comes to female friends, they actually aren't friends. They're girls that they're interested in, that they've had around in their lives, and they try to paint to you as their female friends. So that's why when it comes to the topic of female friends, I can't genuinely say that I've seen a guy with like true female friends. It's either they've been related or it's a girl who was interested and he's not interested in her. Doesn't really make me feel comfortable, but it's something that I have to live with. I do get jealous when the topic comes up, but what can you do, right?
Girl code for your man having female friends is let him have his friends. Because if he can't have female friends, that means you don't trust him. And what is a relationship without trust? Girl code.
What would you do if you know that your girlfriend is cheating on her boyfriend? Do you tell her boyfriend, or you just talk to your girl about it and leave it there? What's your take?
Yo, man.
It's difficult because it depends on the situation. I don't know.
The question is, do I know the guy? If I'm being completely honest, if I do know the guy, if I have a relationship with the guy, then I'll feel obligated in order to say something. But if I don't, that's my friend.
But are you saying something to her or are you saying something to him? That's the thing. Like, I feel like if that's my friend, I would say something to them and be like, okay, what's going on?
Right.
And then, maybe talk to the person. But I don't feel like it's my place to have that conversation with somebody when that's not my business.
I think the way I see it, like, we're all adults at this point. If you're old enough to be engaging in relationships, then you're old enough to be making choices about it. And not that a lot of people make great choices when it comes to relationships, but I don't want to be that friend that's always intervening. If you come to me and you're like, hey, I'm cheating on so-and-so, and you want to talk about it, that's fine. But I personally would not do that, simply because it opens up the door to so many issues. And it also opens up the doors to the person feeling a little bit judged. So that's the reason why when it comes to people having issues in relationships, unless it is literally happening right in front of me or it affects my life, I'm not going to be the person to bring it up to you. I'm not going to be the one to, hey, let's sit down and talk about this. Like, that's your situation. And if you want to talk about it, I'm here. But if not, then I can't really say anything.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, definitely agree with that. Yeah.
Just have a conversation with her.
Yeah.
And it ends there. I mean, like Nishita said, we're grown. So if you don't want to be in a relationship, then get out of the relationship. And if you want to take it seriously, then do what you're supposed to be doing.
Tell them, Melissa.
Okay, ladies. Our second question is, I want you to think about it really good and come up with intelligent answers that are true and real. Okay. Night out with your girls, whatever you're doing out there. And then your friend tells you there is a handsome guy in there. She is so into him. And you agree with her because, for real, the dude is cute. By the end of the night or end of the day, the guy comes after you, unfortunately not your friend. Do you take the opportunity?
Hell yeah.
Definitely.
Take it.
She failed.
Take it. She failed. They didn't date.
She can't claim someone that hasn't claimed her. Absolutely.
She tried, yeah. go for it.
And if she's your good friend, you just had a good night out, she shouldn't care.
I think, I don't know for you guys, but like, if it's just talking and nothing's progressed, no bases have been touched, it's whatever, it's still fair game.
Fair game.
And I need proof. You can't just tell me you had a conversation and he's locked down. No, I need you to show me text messages. First of all, I'm not even gonna go after him. If you tell me he's cute, I'm like, fine. Oh, he's hella fine. I won't go after him. But if he comes after me, it means you didn't do your job.
The ball's in my court still.
It's fair game out here.
Over here.
It's anyone's game, and she should be happy for me.
Yeah.
If I win, you know.
But I think one thing that we would be considerate of is the fact that, like, if it's a guy that she's been feeding from afar and for like years, and you know that she's been feeding him, I wouldn't cross that line.
That's a little.
But if it's we went out one night and you spotted a cutie and I spotted the cutie too, like there's no history.
But even then, feeding for years. If he's not locked down to anyone and he's free for everybody else out there, why me? Because is it a competition? Then it's personal. It's a competition between me and you. That's what you're saying to me. That I'm trying to lock him off from you. You're not worried about other girls, because if he got another girlfriend, it wouldn't be an issue. But the moment I become his is when it's an issue.
Yeah, because
then then I'm competition to you.
No, because if it's something you've known this girl has been interested in this guy for years, like, I wouldn't cross that line, because I know it's something that's been building up.
But what's building up her feelings? That's it. He can't go away. No. We have to be real here, because there's a lot of girls who like to lock off guys for years. Years. You're still locking him off. He hasn't claimed you. No. Because that could be your guy at the end of the day. That's what I'm saying. And if he's coming after me, that means he didn't want you. And it didn't work out. But you can't spot somebody for years and say, this is mine. You can't.
No, I think you're right. Especially if this guy's from a distance. And
it doesn't matter how long it is.
That person has no interaction with them. But Melissa, if you grew up with this person, if your friend grew up with this person, and they interact on a regular basis, and she has a thing for them, and this person approaches you to say, hey Mel, let's go on a date. You're just going to go on a date.
She has created a relationship in her mind that's not there. He has eventually over time fallen in love with me. And that's okay. And that is okay. That is okay. We grew up together. You guys were friends. You guys never crossed that line. So why is he off bounds? My point is, if there is no issue, if he finds somebody else, why can't it be me?
Because you're her friend.
And you knew the entire time.
And that's girl code.
I feel like you're making a lot of really good points, and I can see it from both sides.
Because that's what it always happens with females. Even if it's not years, it could be a few months you are eyeing this guy, and it's like, don't touch. What do you mean, don't touch?
I think the question is, that really matters, is not a matter, like, has she tried? Like, if she has tried and attempted and it just didn't work out.
Go anywhere? Fine.
It's my game.
Then you can progress, but like if it's a matter of like she's waiting for the time is right, or like he was in a relationship,
or none of that. But that still applies.
I will allow her to shoot her shot. If that said shot fails, then I can go for the rebound. That's how it is for me. But
exactly. So that doesn't just apply to that one.
But I'm not gonna shoot my shot over you. Like if we both shoot our shot at the same time, like
if he comes to me, listen, I'll never approach a guy. So it's never like I'm shooting my shot. He shot his shot with me. Now it's a matter of me saying yes or no. Clearly, if he's coming from me, it means you failed. I'm not going to approach him, so it's not like I'm going behind your back. He's coming from me. Hey, if I'm free, let's get it. If I'm feeling you.
I think it'd be softer than the way you're saying it, though.
It's definitely,
I think that's just what it is.
It's a conversation also, right?
It is a conversation.
But it's just, I guess I don't think it's fair that females like to lock down like 10 or 5 to 10 guys.
Yeah, that's
even
not
if you grew up with them, it's like I grew up. There's a lot of guys I grew up around, but you can't be like, okay, well, I was feeling him and he wasn't feeling me, so lock off. That's all I'm saying. Is if it didn't work and he's coming after me now, I think you should be happy for me. But it's a conversation I can have with you because I'm sensitive towards your feelings.
Unless you and the guy have history, then it's fair game. Because you guys went out the same night, you saw him the same night, so like. Whoever's he is interested in, then you should step aside and let that person have him, because then it gets awkward between the friendship. So unless she claimed dibs from him and she kind of has some sort of history with him, then I'd be a little bit more understanding. But otherwise, like, let's get it.
Okay, ladies, This is a juicy one. You meet a guy and you guys are so into each other, and you put all your stuff on the table. What you want, what you expect, what you did, and what you did not do. And apparently your guy's history is not clean at all, but he's honest with you about everything that he has done. Would you proceed with the relationship, or would you stop? Do you think people change, or do you think people stay the same?
No way. No way.
Actions speak louder
People don't
than words.
change.
Exactly.
People don't change.
I
disagree.
Yeah.
You have to
suppress
actively
parts,
want to
yeah.
change, but people will say all kinds of things when they're trying to get with somebody. They're gonna say you're the most special thing in the world. Oh, you've changed me, and I'm sorry, I don't have time for that. That's.
I totally disagree.
So do I.
I totally
Because it all depends on where that person is in their life. I will not only, if that person, I've seen it happen with a lot of girls where they meet a guy where he's not at a stage in his life where he wants to commit. And you know what's also hard for people to accept? People will make time and will change for the things that they think are worth it. And that's something that a lot of people have a hard time swallowing, because that means that they weren't worth it to that person. And it sucks, man. It sucks to be like, oh, like, I couldn't be the one to make this guy commit. But it sucks to hear that. It sucks to say that. But at the end of the day, that's it. If I see something in a store and it's the best dress in the world and I know that this is it, I'm copying the dress. I'm walking out of the store with it. So that's how it is with relationships. That guy saw you, he dated you, and he didn't feel like he fit into your life. That doesn't mean that you are any less of a person. That just means that you didn't fit for him. If that guy went through that with a lot of girls and he meets me and he feels that I fit, I'm not going to question who came before me. All that matters is between me and him.
Right.
Let's talk about a relationship. Can we make it work? And if we can, let's proceed. Just let me know who the girls are, fam, so like I can hold my head down or like hail them up when I see them on the road, so like mans are not running up on me. But still, it doesn't really matter your history. All that matters is between me and you.
Right.
But isn't history the best predictor of the future?
I agree.
If that was the case,
If he was single, acting like a single man, no. What did he do in a relationship is what you should ask.
And that's the thing. It's like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's a common sentiment to a lot of people who are trying to pick somebody up. And it's just for like a hookup or whatever. They'll be like, I'm changing for you. And then they're still doing the same behavior. And that's the thing. It's like, how do you know when it's, you know with certain people when it's genuine, but there's a lot of people who say that and it's not. That's what I'm saying. It's like the difference between somebody who's saying it and being genuine and somebody who isn't.
I think the issue here is how much do you give of yourself to somebody? Did you give up so much of yourself so quick? It's easy. You can truly like get to know somebody and know if they've truly changed without almost like I've given all myself and he's taken it and crushed it, if you get what I'm saying. So you give somebody the time to get to know them, because who's to say, like she said, everyone has history. I have my own history. Who knows what I did? It might not be sleeping around with everybody, but it could be something that's, bad for, or that could destroy a relationship as well. So actions speak louder than words. We see as time goes on, time will tell.
So it's not a matter of him saying to me, I will change for you. If I see that guy actively doing that, then I'm not going to question it.
And the streets talk. If I have no reason to, if I have no evidence or I have no reason to think that he's doing anything, then he's not, because I trust him. And if I decide to move forward with him, then you are trusting what he's saying. But you can't move forward and then be like, well, I never trusted you anyway. Then don't do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't even step there. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
With this one here, very complicated. A guy says, I love you after a month, after 2 weeks, after a year, after 10 years. And maybe you're not ready to say it to him. What do you say?
Say thank you.
Ooh!
Say I love me too.
I say I love you.
I wouldn't say it. No.
You have to kiss him and distract him.
I think I would probably say thank you to or kiss them, and then it's a conversation to have. Like,
Really?
yeah, it's definitely a
conversation then.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because it's like I'm not there yet, and I'm not going to say something that's not true for me.
And also, if it's coming really early on, red flag.
Oh, yeah.
Red flag. Red
Oh,
flag.
boy. Get out of there.
I'm running.
Go.
I would, like I said, I'd kiss him, distract him, and then I would list all the ways that he's been good to me to solidify that. To be like, yes, I can see that you love me. I love the way how you love me, and list all those things to distract him from the fact that I didn't say it back.
But that's the thing. I wouldn't want to distract somebody from that, because they're allowed to feel their own feelings, and I think that's great if they love me at that point. But it's like, if I'm not there yet, I'm not gonna try to like pass it off like, ooh, it's this weird territory now. Like, I want to eventually get to that point, but I think the best way to do that is spending more time together and communicating and like opening up those channels for love.
But you also have to be considerate of the fact that everyone is human, right? We all want that reciprocation. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's great to sit there and be like, you're going to tell him, oh, I wish I would get there one day, but think of how he would feel. He's going to feel crushed in that moment. So that's the reason why in that moment, I'm not going to focus on the fact that I don't feel that way and that it's not reciprocated. I'm going to focus on the fact that, wow, like, look how much you care for me. I want to focus on the positives and less on the negatives, because he will realize that I haven't said it back, because that's something that he's going to listen for in the speech and he won't hear it back. But it's not something that needs to be addressed, because if I feel in that moment that you say I love you and I don't love you back, and I don't feel like I ever will love you back, that's a conversation about ending it, because I don't think I'll go down that road with you. But if I'm still sticking around and I'm still working on it, then I just need some time to get there, right? And I'm going to delay as possible before it gets awkward.
I would say I love you back, because I usually generally, which I haven't been in a lot of relationships yet, but
say it with your chest molds on. Look into the mirror.
But when I do decide to be in a relationship with somebody, I already love them. I guess you gotta answer for yourself what you think love is. But if I decide to move on to that stage with you, that's like, for me, it's right before marriage, you feel me? So that's really intense for me. Like, I take it's something deep for me, right? So if I take that step to say we're in a relationship and I've been getting to know you for years, it doesn't take me 2 months to get to know somebody. It takes me a while. So I kind of already know that, and I know that taking that step means the way I'm going to treat you, my actions, is because I love you. Mm. So I already love you. So I can say it to you. It doesn't take much from me. Like, I genuinely love you. I would do anything type of thing, So
I can definitely see what you say with that point. Mm-hmm. But I think for me, the differentiator is loving someone and being in love with someone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because, like, I love a lot of my friends. And you're right. Before I start dating that person, I will love them to a certain level where, like, I will do certain things for them. But when someone in a relationship comes to you, it's whether or not you're in love with them. Mm-hmm. And I feel like...
But you grow in love, so... eventually we'll figure it out. But am I scared to just say... Right? Am I scared to say I love you? No. Not at all. I'll say it to you. I'll throw it out as much as I can, just so you know. But
so if you say it and it doesn't come back to you,
I'm not hurt. Okay. I'm not hurt at all, because I'll explain to you. I usually generally explain. Mm-hmm. Well, I've never said it first, but I explain, because my actions back it up. You have no way. Like, you'll feel it. You'll know. I guess I just deal my relationships a little different. It's not just like, oh, I love you, and then like I'm not communicating with you. It's I tell you that, then it's genuine, it's real. Mm-hmm. I don't mince my words, and it's not a joke. So.
And I think that's a good mentality to have. Like, if you are gonna say I love you, you shouldn't be expecting for somebody else to say it back to you, mm-hmm. because that's you. That's how you're feeling, and like that's how you're feeling towards that person, and they are on their own thing. And when they're feeling that, then they say back.
Thank you for watching Keeping Up with Aunt Canada TV. Look out for Aunt Canada's reaction video for this episode. She'll be giving us her thoughts, opinion, and advice regarding the issues spoken of on today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and comment.